Hey guys, look, something came in the mail. You're probably guessing what it is, but Claire is very curious. I'll show it to you later on the trip. Hey guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. I'm just heading into the airport to start a 3-day trip. My check-in is in about 45 minutes. I'm flying to LA. I'm deadheading to LA, then I'm going to fly to Houston for 19 hours. So, I will see you later. Hey guys, so I'm in seat 3A, which is a seat that I always seem to get when I deadhead, but it's a beautiful day in Las Vegas, heading to LA. Alright guys, so we made it to Los Angeles. I made a sandwich because we're only here for an hour. That's not enough time to heat up food in my Hot Logic Mini, I don't think. And pretty much everything's closed, so a sandwich it is. The deadhead was fine. I watched an episode of The Warrior Nun. That's what I'm kind of binging now. So I'm going to enjoy my sandwich. I will see you in Houston. Hey there, hi there, ho there. So I'm on the plane in Houston. I'm lying to you. I'm not in Houston. I'm in LA. We're going to Houston. Whoop, I snorted. We're going to Houston. I'm flying lead today on a 321. This leg, I won't really be doing a lot in the cabin. My job as lead on a 321 is more of a liaison between the flight deck and the cabin. I'm hoping that this is a lot less stressful than my last two trips. Please. Everyone out in the airport was wearing a mask, so there's a little hope there. This flight is going to be 2 hours and 55 minutes. We have 208 guests booked. We'll see how many show up. We have one wheelchair. We have two UMs, unaccompanied minors. For some reason, they had the wheelchair booked in seat row 26. I don't know why. They always do this. They always put the wheelchair in the very back of the plane. So I asked the gate agent if he can move that person up closer to the forward of the aircraft so that it's easier for them to board and then deplane, of course, because I'm not sure why that's always the case, but they always stick the wheelchairs in the very back. I think that's it. So let's hope for a smooth, easy flight, shall we? And I'll see you in Houston. Hey guys, hi, welcome to Houston. You can see I threw a mask on. It's about halfway dry. I didn't put enough right there, but whatever. I'm using the teeny mask that they sent me. This is the green tea lemongrass clay mask, and I really like it. I've used it before, I think, on my video, and it described it as being sort of sparkly. There's not a crazy feeling, but there's definitely a little something going on. It's really nice. In conjunction with more teeny. This is a teeny night. I'm drinking this Restore, which is kind of a white powder. Can you see that? But when it is mixed with some boiling water from my kettle, it's like a turmeric color. Can you see that? I've really come to enjoy this as part of my ritual, sort of. That's a good word for it. A little ritual before going to sleep. I've been using it and drinking it for probably about 2 weeks, and when I'm at work, and I do notice a sense of calm. I don't feel drugged. I don't feel drowsy, but there's a which is really nice. So. Thankfully, I don't have a show time until 5. I mean, my van time is until 5:30 tomorrow night, so I can sleep as late as I want. So I'm going to have a little cup of this take my mask off, and then I'll just crawl in bed. I never watch TV. I don't even own a television set. But for some reason, I turned the TV on, and I've been watching Golden Girls all night, which has been a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, tomorrow I am going to give you a little look at my newest piece of luggage. I ordered something from our uniform site at work. I get, I think it's $150 in credit once a year at our website, and I can order some pieces of luggage, and I ordered a new bag, so I'll show you that tomorrow. I'm going to do a whole separate little tour of that bag, a whole separate video, because it's a great bag with lots of things to show you. And I think that's it. So I will see you tomorrow, and hope you have a great night. Bye. Toodaloo. It is humid here in Houston. My skin is a little glossy. I am alone on the shuttle, it seems, today. It is 5:30. My show time is at 6:40 something. But I like to take an earlier shuttle than necessary, just in case, because I always get randomed and whatnot. So my crew is going to take the 6 o'clock shuttle, which is probably plenty of time, but it just makes me uncomfortable. It's nice and cool here in the shuttle, and let's go. I've got a really long day today. I've got a flight from Houston here to Vegas, and then Vegas, I have a 2.5 hour sit, and then I fly to Tampa. I don't get there till like 6 something in the morning, right? All right. I'll see you at the airport or on the airplane. Whenever I'm in Houston, I want to get a picture of this tree. It's called the country music. Haha. It's like bronze or something, but it's cast from a real tree. Isn't that wild? I think it's cool. And while I have my camera out, this is the bag. I showed you the box of it earlier before I left for my trip, but that is the horizontal overnighter by Travel Pro. And I got this, let's see, I got this from our work uniform website. I can apply my work credit. I got $150 a year towards my uniforms and things like that. So I can apply it towards a new bag, and I wanted a new Ron turn bag. It's a little big for a work tote, but I like it. I did a separate video about this just while I was at the hotel room. So if you want a little tour of that bag, go check out that video. I'll put the link in the description below. I'm gonna go sit down at my gate and eat my Subway sandwich. I will see you on the plane. Hey guys, hi. So I'm in Vegas, feeling a little emotionally drained after this last flight. Everyone was great. Passengers were great. We only had like 63 people on board. They were all great. But we had a passenger and her son. She was, I don't know how old she was, but her son was 12 years old. Almost 13 in a few months. He was very happy to tell me. You know, when I see a young person that's obviously young, but old enough to have a conversation with, I'll say something like, hey, you know, what brings you to Vegas? You're doing some gambling or some real estate deals, you know, going to flip some real estate. And they usually laugh because they know that I know that they're too young, you know. But he looked at his mom and said, can I tell him? And she nodded in a very somber way. And he said he's going to his father's funeral. Well, and mom and I had, well, the flight was a couple hours, I don't even know how long the flight was, 3 hours. And she and I talked for probably 2.5 hours during that flight. We had a real long series of conversations, just wonderful, wonderful human connection. I just feel so blessed that she was here and that we had an opportunity. She really needed to talk. She really, really wanted to talk. So her husband, I'm sorry, apparently taken his own life. He took his life early this month. And they're traveling out to where the funeral is going to be. And we just had this amazing conversation about love and loss, and it really reminds me a lot of a conversation I had with another passenger almost 3 years ago, where she lost her son, and this woman lost her husband, and we just had this really amazing conversation. You know, she really wanted to vent, she wanted to talk, she just needed another adult to talk to, and I've lost enough people in my life to have a slight understanding of what she might be going through. But the fact that her husband took his life, she really wanted to talk about it. And she has a very deep belief in God and a creator that loves us. And, you know, we talked, and I warned her I am an oversharer. And she's like, nope, this is the time. And, you know, I said, I don't know why I feel the need to tell you this. But, you know, when I got sober 18 years ago, one of the reasons I got sober is that I had a desire to take my own life. And this isn't something I would ever tell anybody else. Clearly not a conversation you have with a guest. We all know that, right? Okay. But it felt like the right time and place. And so we had this conversation. And something I wanted her to understand, I really wanted her to understand this, and it sounds like she needed to hear it, was that no one could have loved me enough to make me change my path, you know. And, you know, she couldn't have loved him. They had been separated for a long time, but she loved him dearly. I said, no one could have loved me enough for me to change my mind in what I thought had to happen. No one could have changed it. It was something that was going to happen. And she said, and she's weeping, I'm weeping, and she says, I really think that God needed me to hear this, because she was sitting there feeling guilty that part of this is if she had loved him enough or loved him better, that this wouldn't have happened. And I said, in my experience, just speaking for myself, no one who loved me could have changed what was about to happen. It was just but that's the kind of quality of conversation we had. That's what we talked about for probably 2.5 hours. Things of that nature. So I bought her a drink and her son a ginger ale, and she and I had a wonderful time. We probably hugged a dozen times. We're both crying, and this wasn't, as I'm saying it, I'm thinking, oh, someone's gonna think that this was causing a scene. This was really real down low. We weren't causing a scene. We weren't making people feel uncomfortable. No one even knew we were talking. So it was just, it felt like a great opportunity to be a human being. And I think we were well met. And it was good. I just wish her the best, because she's suffering. She feels guilty that she didn't love him enough, and that is why. And so I don't really believe in a G-O-D, a capital G-O-D. How's this for a flight attendant vlog, right? Not too dark. But, you know, I don't believe in a big G-O-D. I do have a higher power. I call him Hey You. And she said that God placed me in this position where we could have this conversation. And I don't disbelieve that my higher power may have nudged me into this position where I could have the experience required to be able to listen to her, because she did most of the talking. That my higher power has led me along a path that led me to a place where I could listen to her talk, actually, honestly, actively listen and understand, you know, just a sad, tragic thing, but what an opportunity to be a human being, you know, just so after a few hugs and tears and cries, I go in the back alley because I can't hold it together. I'm losing my mind. I'm crying. I'm just like sobbing in the back, just feeling so bad for this woman. And my coworker comes over and he's like, you know, you okay? And I don't even know if he understood why I was so sad, but sad, but it was a very nice time at the same time. You know, it was a good human experience. So they're going to be traveling for his funeral now. What else do I want to tell you guys about? I think that's about it. So, yeah. So I'm going to sit here for a few minutes. I'm going to have a sandwich, and I don't pray a lot, but I think I'm going to have a little sit down with my higher power, and I might cry a little bit because I can kind of feel that coming up right now. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later, probably when we're in Orlando. All right, till then, toodaloo. All right, guys, I got to the airport like a lot faster than I thought I would. Do you want to see something pretty scary? This is Orlando. That's Orlando at 4:10 on a Thursday. Or Friday. Thursday. Whatever day. It's almost scarier than an empty airport, just to see how few people are here. Scary times. Hey guys, so I'm on the plane in Orlando. So far so good. I just have like the world's worst crew ever. I'm kidding.
The worst leader.
He's awesome. He's awesome. So we have a 53-minute flight to Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be bumpy the whole time, so we may not do service. What else? We have 100 and something passengers on board, like 140, I think, going to Fort Lauderdale. And then we just fly to Vegas from there. I am super excited because one of my... Maria, do you subscribe or you just watch?
No, I subscribe.
Maria, she's like, I'll show you. One of my coworkers, Maria, subscribes to my channel. She's on board, and it's just gonna be a nice day. I know it's gonna be a nice day. So let's go. Oh, boarding. I look rough. I did not shave today. Shh, don't tell anybody. Yeah, so that last leg from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale was super quick, 53 minutes up and down. We had enough time to do a quick service, but that's it. We had a bunch of deadheaders on board, non-revs, and they were all super nice. We had a great time. A bunch of them were super junior, and one of them subscribes to my channel, which is super nice. Have I said super like a dozen times already? Just a really nice flight. This next leg is the 777, which I say with a little gravitas, only because some of the senior folks in my company just don't like flying this route. I don't know what it is, because I don't know, the timing seems like they should all be sleeping for most of the time. So we'll see, no worries. I'm gonna try and approach it with a little bit of love, humor, and respect like usual, and there should be no problems, right? It's gonna be a full flight, I hear, and I think that's it. I don't know if I have addressed this yet or not. I think I might have, but we had a virtual meeting with our CFO, or CEO, I should say, this afternoon about 2 o'clock, and he talked about furloughs, and furloughs are going to be happening. We received our warn letter, an email. It was a warn letter letting us know that they could potentially happen. Legally, they have to let us know 60 days in advance. And our company has to let our union know 30 days in advance as to when they will actually happen. But he's made it clear they're going to kind of happen. And he tried to sort of paint a rosier picture as you possibly can. There's not really a lot of information for us. You know, we are different than most other larger airlines in that we don't depend on business travel. We don't depend on, you know, first class and these, you know, whatever kind of flying. We really depend on leisure travel and visiting friends and family. That's the kind of guest we usually attract. So we should recover pretty quick, but he did say, unfortunately, even with all the work they've done to sort of not let this happen, furloughs are going to happen, and they'll happen, I think they'll start happening October 1st or something. I am in the top 49% of my company, so I don't think I'll have to worry about being furloughed. But one little cryptic, quick thing he touched on was that we could potentially have to reassign people to different bases. Bump, bump, bump. And I do not want to be reassigned to another base. If they reassign me to Orlando, I guess I would survive. Because, you know, eventually I would like to move to this area anyway, but I don't want to be forced at this time because I'm not prepared to do it. All of my savings would go towards moving, you know. I think they would offer some money towards moving expenses, but I literally would have to rent an RV, like a big RV, and drive cross country rather than fly because my cats won't be able to handle flying. They can't handle someone passing by my window, never mind being trapped in a carrying case for 5 hours. But so we'll find out more about furloughs in the next month. I'll let you know what's going to happen. And yeah, so I'm trying hard not to let that color my attitude at all. I am going to be very sad for a lot of my coworkers because I know I love them and I'll miss them. But silver lining is we're a small airline that is very flexible. So if anyone's furloughed, it wouldn't be for long, I don't believe. So again, we'll find out more. I'm not going to share information that's not complete with you. So there you go. I'm going to go up and probably have a chance to snack a little before we board. Do you hear that noise? Do you hear that noise? It's fuel being moved from one side of the wing to the other, or one side of the plane to the other, I believe. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, hi. So I made it back to Las Vegas. That flight, 777, which a lot of people don't want to work, started off exactly as I have heard it would. Boarding has never been more chaotic. Truly has never been. My jaw was like hanging open. Thank God I had a mask on. But I'll tell you, if you lead with love, a little compassion, a little patience, and a little humor, sometimes more humor than anything else, it all turns out well. One of the kind of the potentially rowdiest groups, there were 2 seat sections, like 6 people in one little area, that could have been a bit much. And you know, I have a whole bunch of little tricks and sayings, but one young lady asked me a question, and I said, after she asked it, I answered, and then I said, I have to tell you, you have the most lovely voice. And she did. Nothing I say in terms of a compliment is a lie. I always base a compliment on the truth. It's always easier to say if it's true. And she had a gorgeous voice, and I said, oh my gosh, your voice is so lovely. You've heard this before. And she's like, yes, thank you. And I said, you know, I really do hope I sound as gay as I am, so I don't sound like I'm flirting with you. And she and her friends all thought that was the funniest thing ever. They burst into laughter, and it seemed to pop whatever sort of bubble of energy was going on. And they were fantastic, if not my favorite people on the plane tonight. Just a really nice flight. We were oversold by 2. We ended up having like 180 people on board, so it was a pretty full flight. And I think my Uber is probably here or close, so I will talk to you later. Want to see one reason I'm not based in Detroit or Chicago? There's one reason. Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. Hey guys, hi. So I did not say goodnight last night, but I had a wonderful flight. It was a really good flight. I was not what I was expecting. Boarding was as chaotic as I've ever seen it. But after that, it really was a nice flight. And so, yeah, I'll do that again. My crew was great, though. That was part of why the flight was good. But I realized I did not say goodnight. I said goodbye. I'm getting an Uber. So I did get an Uber. It was a miracle. First time I've had an Uber in more than a month, I think. It was a real luxury. And then got home. I could not find Diana. I have not seen her in a few days, which makes me very worried. And I couldn't find her today. But it's 111 degrees here in Las Vegas. And I figured I would jump in the pool. It's the first time I've been in the pool all year. I'm sorry I'm squinting, like it's super bright. First time I've been in the pool all year, since it's been, closed for the pandemic, all spring and summer. So I figured I'd get in the water. It's just cool enough to be refreshing, but not cold. I guess in the next week or two, with the water temperature gets so hot that it's kind of like bath water, unpleasant. So this is perfect. So I'm gonna enjoy the pool for a little bit and splash around, and I will prepare. I have another trip starting tomorrow night, so I have to do some meal prep and stuff like that. But otherwise, I will see you guys at the my next trip. All right, toodaloo, fly safe, bye.